Hey lovelies, how's it going, Kabbalists? Well, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm here with our monthly Leah Talks, and I want to discuss the latest in Black media. Before I get started, I would like to introduce today's sponsor. This company offers top quality items and reasonable prices. They also have all worldwide free shipping, a 1-year warranty, and a 60-day return policy. Their website is very easy to navigate. They also have options for you to see other creators wearing the items and discussing the items. You guys know how much I love my jewelry. I love little simple pieces. The two items that I received are these beautiful earrings as well as this gorgeous bracelet. So this is their Halo Pear and Emerald Cut bracelet. It retails at $128. What I absolutely love about this is the platinum appearance. I also love the gem type. Sapphire is my gem, you guys, and I love the stone color. The stone color is white. It really pairs well with a lot of my everyday accessories. That's why I decided to choose this one, and I absolutely love it. The second item I received is their classic 4-prong created with white sapphire stud earrings. This one retails at $88, but you can also use a discount code on top of that. This is sterling silver, you guys, so you don't have to worry about it turning. I love the fact that it gives, again, that platinum appearance, and this gem type is sapphire. The stone color is also white, and the cut is round. This is a favorite on their website. You can go read over 100 reviews. I absolutely fell in love with it, so I know this is going to be an item that a lot of people enjoy. I absolutely love the packaging that both of my items came in. They also have a great 60-day return policy, and their shipping times are wonderful. Make sure you look down below in the description box to use the code LEAH20 to get an extra 20% off. Thanks again to Italo Jewelry for sponsoring. Okay, so let's get started. I want to first off ask you guys a question and write your answers down below because I'm very curious about this. I recently received a comment on my last video about what our community consider a teenager and what we consider as an adult. In your opinion, at what age do you consider someone an adult? I will give my opinion on my next Leah Talks. I would love to see the comments about this because I believe that I'm a little different than everyone else in regards to this topic. Alright, so let's get started. AKAs have set the record straight after Amanda Seales was criticized after her character wore the sorority's apparel on the season premiere of Insecure. While there were speculations that the popular HBO series received the green light from the organization to represent it on the screen, a letter that appears to be issued to the sorority members obtained by the Neighborhood Talk says otherwise. Let's look at the clip.
Tiffany is a soror. Tiffany is a character on a TV show. I didn't write the character. I play the character. I'm not a soror. I'm an actress, and I'm playing a character on a TV show. And I think reality TV done really got folks fucked up because, you know, it's like, it's all the same, but it's I'm just playing a character.
People ask me my opinion about this topic because they know that I'm a member of a Black lettered organization. I am a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I'm a financial member of the organization. I'm a member at large. I used to be a part of a chapter here in Georgia, but I decided to separate myself and just do my own organization type work with Black Girl News and Brown Girls Link Up within our community. It was one comment that I seen, and she basically said that we have bigger issues, which we do. I think this subject was absolutely ridiculous. I don't think it should have been blown up this way. I really don't. If anything, people seeing those letters on TV, it made people, you know, go Google what is an AKA, go Google what is this organization about, and if they Googled something and all they see is mess, who wants to be a part of that? I can see if it was something that was disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? And to me, it was not. You know, let's get upset about the reality show where they had AKAs, Deltas, and Zetas, and SG Rose, and it was so stereotypical. Let's get upset about that. I think about members of the organizations and the members that came before me and seen all the work they did, like Dorothy Irene Height. Like, she was a great member of the organization that showed people, okay, this is what a Delta is supposed to look like. When I think of AKAs, I think of Lucy Diggs, who did a lot for our communities. They just named a street after her that I acknowledged on blackgirlnews.com. I'm not saying people are not doing the work, it's just not enough. Okay, it's not enough people doing the work, in my opinion. You know, the mess overshadows the good work, and that makes people not want to be a part. That makes people not like the organization, and the mess makes people just turn their heads like, who wants to be a part of something like this, you know? So I would love to know your thoughts and your opinions. I probably said a mouthful, but that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel, and I can't help how I feel. A record of 4.3 million workers quit their jobs in August, led by food and retail industries. Based on the data from the Labor Department's Jobs Opening and Labor Turnover Survey, the rate of quitting jobs rose to 2.9%, the highest since December 2000. Those numbers helped earn the name The Great Resignation. What are your thoughts?
Americans are quitting their jobs. In August, nearly 4.3 million said goodbye. That's up 242,000 from July.
It's the highest since December of 2000, which is a stunning number.
Businesses hardest hit are restaurants, bars, and retail. Robert Half, an international staffing firm, says employers need to get creative by offering benefits and a better work-life balance because the job candidates have never had quite the upper hand.
So I think God put me in a position where he wanted me to be in different areas at different points in my life. So I'm able to really understand a lot of different things. And to be honest, I'm not surprised. My first job was working in a restaurant when I was 16. I had to beg my parents to work. They were the ones that like, oh no, you should focus on school, cheerleading, sports, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, I just want to work at least one day a week. So I worked as a hostess, y'all, one day a week. And when I say I've learned so much about people, I was the young girl that really listened to the people in there, because when you work at jobs like this, you have people that have been there for years and they're like, look, you know, stay in school, make sure you keep your head on straight, you know, you don't want to be here in 20 years like me. Like, it's really people that are in these industries that feel this way. Our waitresses got paid about $2.25. I got paid at that time like $5 an hour, and this is a huge restaurant, okay? This ain't no baby restaurant. Like, this is a huge franchise. Then I went off to work at Burger King during the summers, and I was switched to McDonald's during the summers because I just loved working around people. And then I started working in, you know, retail stores and things of that sort. So my work experience is crazy. Even when I moved to Atlanta, I worked at Sean John in the airport. Then I worked as a concierge at the Atlanta Hawks games and stuff. And I also got a manager position over Levy restaurants. So y'all only last 2 weeks. I could not manage all them kids. So I was a manager to about 30 teenagers, and I almost lost my mind. You hear me? I almost lost my mind. So I was like, I got to go. But I am not surprised, y'all. When I tell you, I used to work the craziest hours. And even when I asked off on certain days because I just needed time to do certain things, or I wanted to go on vacations, like, you don't even get those days off. Like, the jobs work people so much, and they work the good peoples to the core. It really does not surprise me that people are now starting to understand their worth and not want to be in those environments, especially if the money is not right. I think about the people when I go back home to Fayetteville that I used to work with at Burger King and McDonald's, and they're still there. And it hurts my heart because I'm like, you're a manager now, or you're an assistant manager, but you're making $13 an hour and you're working almost 80 hours a week. When do you have time for yourself? When do you have time for your kids? Like, you live, breathe, and eat McDonald's. Like, it's too much. They don't have the best benefits. They don't have enough to offer to keep people there. But the thing is that, you know, people have to work and people need workers. I see so many signs today that says employee shortage. It makes no sense to me. Even Amazon, they wrote an article talking about how they're not sure if they can function in the next 4 years because they don't have enough people that are willing to work for their company anymore. And my only thing is pay people more and offer better benefits. If people don't want to work, they just don't want to work. But if you're offering something for people and giving them better hours or a better schedule, then maybe they can work something out. Like, y'all gonna need them before they need you. Like, literally, I think after, you know, C-19, people would rather not have than go through crap. Like, our world went through a mess last year. A whole entire mess. And I feel like people are putting their health before anything. You know, when everybody was taking a break last year in 2020 when C-19 hit the fan, do you know who was still working? Those people in those food industries were still working. Those people that were at the grocery stores were still working. And sometimes when I go out and I see how people treat people, like anytime I go through the drive-thru, I try to make sure I brighten somebody's day. Anytime I go to Walmart, I try to make sure that I'm brightening someone's day because they have been working their tail off for everybody and they barely get anything to look forward to when it comes to their money. It's quite sad. It's really quite sad. And the half of their checks, especially if they have kids, go to health benefits. You know, but if you haven't been in those positions, and I really think God put me in places so that I can be so understanding of people and not be judgmental, because it needs to be somewhere, a liaison somewhere, so other people can see, you know, this ain't right. And I feel the changes need to go from the head, okay? The changes need to go from the head. They need to take some pay cuts. I don't know. I would love to know your thoughts and your opinions about this. Do you know what these people are going through? And what do you feel? Love and Hip Hop Miami, Shelah Marie, makes it plain that her unruly retreat caters to Black women and people have mixed reviews about it. The singer and actress has been a longtime advocate for women's wellness and spirituality through her Curvy, Curly, Conscious support group. During the controversial episode, Marie was gearing up for her annual Unruly Retreat, which provides a safe space for Black women in particular to practice self-love and well-being techniques while building a sense of community. Her fellow castmates wasn't too happy with the star for closing off the retreat to only Black. And I feel where she's coming from when she says, you know, I just want to create a space for, you know, Black women so they can feel some type of togetherness. They can have a healing experience and they can be who they want to be. They can be themselves, because sometimes when we're in an environment with other, you know, races and other people from other backgrounds, you know, sometimes what we feel and what we say always come off as offensive. You know, we live in a world and we live in the age that people feel like Black women are in competition with everyone, when really we just mind our dang on business. Like, we can say one thing and it gets misconstrued, and it's just, it's absolutely sad. And I hope she doesn't change anything about her organization, because I spent so many nights, like, I am very emotional. You know, people would feel certain ways about what I was doing, especially when it came to my money. I remember one year I gave out these scholarships for education, and I've never seen so much mess when it comes to someone giving out their own money. People were sending me emails, people were writing me, and I'm just like, you know what, anybody can enter. Anybody can enter. And I hope she stands 10 toes down, because at this point, Leah is not with the foolishness no more. Whatever Leah set herself to, Leah is going to do. I'm not changing my mind on nothing anymore. Like, I grew up. I'm not the same girl from last year. I'm not the same girl from 5 years ago. Like, I have changed so much. My mind changed, and you know, me and God like this. We have conversations. He tells me where I should be and what I should do. Every day I think about what can I do to help us. My solution is, okay, let me go back into the school. I didn't get these degrees for nothing. I got these degrees because I do more work on the outside than I do on this computer, okay? I go into the schools, I try to help the kids. If we don't start when these kids as young boys and girls, then they're gonna grow up to be destructive because their communities are. And I went totally off subject, I'm sorry y'all, but that was just something that was on my mind. So yeah, I just really hope she doesn't change who she is, because so many people try to get me to change. Like, so many people want me to, you know, tell different types of stories and things of that sort. But Black Girl News shares the stories of black girls all around the world. I'm not just going to be on this platform telling stories about black girls that are in relationships. I'm going to tell stories about black girls being killed by black girls, because that's something we need to talk about too. The fact of the matter is, we all need help and healing in our community. And we need people to talk about it, because we acting like nothing going on. Okay, last thing, because I can keep talking about this stuff forever. Martel opens up about cheating and how it affected the kids. Melody says that Martel should have kept his pee in the household and he wouldn't have some of the issues he was expressing. Melody gets at Martel in front of everyone, and the two reopen old wounds. After Melody and Martel got into an argument, their daughter, Mariah, starts crying, leading Martel to call Melody for advice and understand that his approach needs to change. What are your thoughts?
I know I shouldn't hit below the belt, but you know, when certain things come at me, it's like I gotta fight back a little bit.
Look at me, okay, for real. Internalize this, please. Stop putting this out there. Martel,
No,
this is a life.
I know, you're right.
You see what's in the car right here? This is a lifelong battle.
Right.
You don't get this back.
Right.
And you're gonna be explaining the same exact story when you're 50 and when you're 60 to your kids who are old. Stop it.
Y'all might not like my opinion on this. Y'all might not like my opinion on this. Again, I work with kids. I work with young kids at that. I feel like this show is very detrimental to their children. I feel like their children will resent them when they get older, whether they want to believe it or not. But I really feel like people think kids can't interpret what's going on around them. I literally had kids as young as 3 and 4 years old that came to me to tell me the things that happen in their house. You would think that these kids, you would think that they're not listening, they don't know, that they just, you know, fly on the wall and things of that sort. But what they do is, they might not say nothing to you, but they are going to tell somebody. And when they get to the school, or when they find somebody they're comfortable enough with, sometimes they don't even have to be somebody they're comfortable with. It could be a stranger. They're going to tell it because they have to let it out. They have to express it. And I think it's absolutely dangerous to have something that could be on a platform for a lifetime like this. You're going through a divorce and or already divorced, and you have been arguing every single episode talking about an infidelity. And not the fact that it was just like a one-night stand thing. This was something that was going on for 5 to 6 years and or still going on. So just imagine the kids. I don't know how old that young child is, but just imagine the kids. Like, was my mommy pregnant and you were still messing with this other person? It's a mess. It's a mess. It really is. And one of them needs to let the show go. I don't know if it needs to be Melanie. I don't know if it needs to be Martel, but one of them needs to let the platform go, because it's really gonna hurt their kids in the long run. You know, it's sad to say, because I do think the show, I really do think the show is helpful for marriages, but I think it got to a point where it's so damaging now that you're arguing, not just in front of other adults, but you're arguing in front of your kids. And you may feel that they're not listening, but they are. And kids internalize things. I hate to say it, but They learn behaviors from things that they see. They learn behaviors from things that they hear. And this is something else that I said when it involves, you know, our community and things that they're around. If kids are around verbal, emotional, and mental abuse so often, they will end up either recreating that, or they will end up going through that. I'm not trying to judge their situation. I'm just trying to give a real honest opinion. It's really sad to see. It's really sad to see. You know, I'm a product of divorce, so I know what I've been through. When I say God put me through a whole bunch of stuff, he put me through a whole bunch of stuff. When I say I'm a product of divorce, I know how it feels to have people going back and forth. I didn't meet my mom till I was 7 years old. Okay, so I know how it is for people to fight. Like, they were going back and forth, and it was so much. And through elementary school, I remember going from this house to that house. I was going back from elementary school in Virginia to elementary school in North Carolina. And when I tell y'all, people always talk about my voice addiction and how I say certain words and things of that sort. It's because during elementary school, my formative years, I wasn't able to learn. I'm over here like, when I go to my daddy's house, I can't talk about my mommy. And when I go to my mommy's house, I don't want to bring up my daddy because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. They're not thinking about this. They're really not thinking about this. And it's sad to see because they're going to regret it. They're going to regret it. And what Marcel said was absolutely correct. Honestly, at this point, I'm thinking about the kids. I really am. And I don't know. I hope that they're in therapy. I hope that they're seeing someone. And even if they're not, they still need to cut certain things out this show. One of them needs to leave because they can't function together. It's always argument after argument after argument, and it's very sad to see. It really is. So that's enough of me rambling. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. Don't forget to check out the sponsor because I love my little jewelry. And I will talk to you next month. Bye.